Hey everybody, I'm Jack.
I'm Jake.
This is Live at 5 here at Isle Music Company.
Woo.
The room looks very different, and I wish I could show you because we took all the stuff out of
Oh,
there.
well,
No, because then we got to refocus. And
yeah, and
if we
it's
had a
not,
second camera or a third camera, that'd be the way to do it.
I could just take my
Yeah.
webcam.
If you want to see what the room looks like, you got to show up tomorrow for the George Lynch Clinic. There you go.
There we go. Yeah, that works.
Boom. So you want to see what the room looks like, be here tomorrow, 5 o'clock. George Lynch is going to be here. Speaking of George Lynch, got a few of his guitars. We're not going to talk about those yet, though. We're going to hang on and get to those here in a minute. Making you wait. So, what should we talk about? How's your day going?
Oh, I mean, we took a lot. We got mostly set up over here. So
Yeah, cool. All right, cool. All right, see you all next week. No.
yep.
So tomorrow's our ESP event. ESP is hosting a workshop, a clinic with George Lynch. We're doing a meet and greet afterwards, and it's all free.
Yep.
The only caveat is parking. It's first come, first serve, right? So our parking lot is in the back of the building. Get a good spot while you can.
Yep.
Seating, first come, first serve. That's all I got to tell you. If you want a good seat, get here early. That's all I can say. But Jake, here's another really cool thing about the ESP event that we haven't discussed yet before, but I'm excited to get into now.
Oh,
You see all these guitars on the wall here behind me?
yes, I do.
Not only are they ESP or LTD, aka, wow, I'm off screen, sorry. I didn't realize how far I walked. All these guitars here will be 15% off.
15.
15% off.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, so any LTD, ESP, anything you are looking at that is ESP or ESP adjacent will be 15% off.
Ooh.
This lovely, I'm kind of off screen again, but this lovely 7-string baritone and the nice granite sparkle, 15% off.
Okay.
My pride and joy that one day I will own the 7-string baritone Stephen Carpenter with his signature Fishman Fluence pickups, 15% off.
Jack, what about that red guitar?
Red guitar,
Yeah.
this one right here,
Yeah.
15% off. Boom, did it. And then these three, the George Lynch's, also 15% off, and you can get them signed.
Yeah.
You have a Kirk Hammett guitar here, the KH2, also 15% off. If you want to get George Lynch to sign it, you probably could. It's an ESP guitar. Why not, right? Do what you want. So let's talk about the guitars for a second.
Okay.
Let's start here with old Kirk. We've talked a lot about Kirk's guitars recently on the show. We've had a handful of the Kirk Hammett signatures between Gibson and ESP.
Yeah.
This one here is the KH2, the neck-through body. This has his signature EMG bone breaker pickups. Of course, the traditional skull crossbones on the inlays. What's he got in there? Floyd Rose. I don't know which Floyd is that. Which one does he use? Yep, the original. Comes with Elixir strings. But yeah. KH2, neck through, and the nice dark black finish. Good contour for the forearm there on the body with the bone breaker EMG pickups. Gorgeous. Let's get over here to the Stephen Carpenter. Now, everyone knows what band Kirk Hammett is in. Judas Priest. But, just kidding, it's Metallica. But, Stephen Carpenter here. Stephen Carpenter is probably someone that needs a little bit of an explanation, unless you're from that world and that side of music.
Okay.
Stephen Carpenter is the lead guitar player for Metal Masters Deftones. New metal, hard rock, however you want to call it. I categorize him as new metal. But Stephen Carpenter is the guy from there. He's always made some of my favorite guitars because I've never owned a Telecaster. False. I've owned one Telecaster. Got rid of it. But I like his TE-shaped guitars from ESP. They usually come in 7, 8-string variations, but they're also baritone. And I like this a lot because he has his own signature Fishman Fluence pickups, which I think are some of the best pickups in the world. It's got Goto locking tuners. And the nice 7-string baritone action there, plus the white pearl pickguard. You can't go wrong there. Gorgeous guitar, neck through construction. Charging port for the Fishman Fluence tuners on the back. Fantastic. What a piece. We're going to come back to the George Lynch's. This one I totally forgot to look into. But it is the Horizon model. The H, so to speak. Also Goto locking tuners. It's got the Seymour Duncan pickups in there. It's got the really good, this is the really nice, gorgeous red finish on this guitar.
Yeah, it's candy apple red.
Yeah, the
if
candy
I'm
apple
looking
red.
at this right.
Yep, candy apple red. Let's see here. Like I said, the Goto locking tuners, Floyd Rose original, Seymour Duncan pickups. Gorgeous guitar. And then right next to it is another wonderful masterpiece. This one hails from the LTD line, but it's a little newer to our inventory, so I wanted to showcase it here to y'all tonight. This is the M1007B, B standing for baritone. It is a granite sparkle finish with an Evertune bridge, Fishman Fluence pickups. You have the voice switching on the pickups there, which is fantastic because I believe those tie into the Fluence itself, which is nice because the Fluence pickups have switches on them that change the voices.
Yeah.
So when you get into here, you have voice 1 and voice 2, and then you have voice 3. Voice 1 is the one mode right there. Voice 2, you leave the first one down, pull up on the bottom. Voice 3, bottom stays down, pull up on the top. That gives you all the voicing options on this guitar, which is really cool because it's already a baritone, and baritones are very distinct in sound because of how they're tuned. Putting Fluence pickups on a baritone allows you all kinds of accessibility, all kinds of tone, and just a bunch of different variances that you'd be able to get out of this guitar. Cool. All right. We're into the last 3. We've been flying through them. They're just real quick and easy guitars. But we wanted to get all these out, showcase and ready for tomorrow. So when you come in tomorrow, there's going to be a sign that points you to come into this side of the store. Hopefully you found ample parking. First come, first serve on seating. The countertops are going to be lined with LTD and ESP guitars. We've got a whole slew of them here. We've got a bunch down on the floor on a stand. They're not just on the floor. I'm not a monster. How did I say that?
Monster.
A monster. I was going to say animal and then say monster, and then I blended them. So I have a bunch of guitars out ready for tomorrow. All ESP and LTD guitars, and let's say basses too.
Okay.
15% off. Get George Lynch to sign your stuff. So yeah, a little recap on what tomorrow's going to look like. We'll start here. This is the Sunburst Tiger finish. The finish goes around the body, but the stripes are only on the top. The George Lynch model, the very fun shape model here. This is the Seymour Duncan Hunter pickups, Floyd Rose original bridge, locking nut on the top, Goto tuners. You want to come in and check this one out tomorrow as part of our show here. And like I said, it already has his screen printed signature on there, but you can definitely get him to sign it if you want to grab this guitar during tomorrow's event. Moving down the line here. This one always jumps out at me because of the bright colors, but this is the Kamikaze. Fantastic guitar. Like I said, the colors always jump right out at me. Still the Seymour Duncan Hunter pickups. Look out, this headstock can deal some damage if you get into a fight. Or if you're the bass player, look out if you have an over-energetic guitar player, it might come for you. Goto tuners, Floyd Rose original bridge. George Lynch shape and profile on the neck there. Contour on the heel. Very cool recessed access point to the output jack on the guitar as well. And then Skulls and Snakes. This is a classic guitar. This is about as classic as George Lynch gets. When I think of George Lynch, I think of this guitar. Hunter pickups. Just one volume knob like on the others. Floyd Rose original. The special inlay work going on the fretboard of the guitar. You have your Godo tuners on the headstock there. Walking nut as well. And like I said, it's, George Lynch is George Lynch. The guitars are what they are. They're all fantastic across the board. This one here is a different neck pickup. I'm just realizing that. I didn't catch that earlier. Sorry, folks. But fantastic work across the board. I'm excited for everything else we have to offer. Tomorrow, the event starts at 5. The sale will run all day. Also, not to be construed with that, we're also running a Memorial Day sale. So where ESP and LTD is 15% off, everything else in the store is 10% off.
And no mixing.
No mixing. You can't add, you can't combine. If you bought something a few days ago, or a week ago, or today, you can't get your money back. People have tried that, and you don't go to the grocery store and be like, hey, these zucchinis were on sale last week, but they are now, or these zucchinis are on sale today, but I bought them yesterday. No, that's not how it works. Sorry. But you know what that means, Jake?
What does it mean?
You can come in and get this gorgeous guitar right here, right?
Okay.
15% off.
All right.
You can buy a new amp,
Okay.
pedals, a new strap, cables, a wireless system.
Okay.
Sorry, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. But all those, 10% off. Oh, man. We're going to fight it. We're going to be okay.
My finger on trigger.
Oh, yeah, you got to mute. That's a good mute button right there. That's a very thankful to have that mute button. But where you cannot stack your discounts, you can combine them throughout the sale. So you can buy an ESP, an LTD guitar at 15% off, and you can buy all the other accessories, strings, a new, like say you buy this LTD here, this one that I really like, the one that I shouldn't buy because I just bought a couple guitars and I'm gonna need to save up for a trip. But say if I bought this guitar here, I'd want a hard case for it.
Okay.
15% off the guitar, 10% off the case, stand, strap, cable, accessories, whatever. So fun little way for tomorrow, right?
Oh, yeah.
Also, we do trades. So if you have guitars you want to trade in, you want to move up, trade in a guitar, still get 15% off an ESP, still get 10% off of, maybe you just want to see George Lynch, maybe you want to buy another company's guitar, you can do that. It's 10% off, and we'll take a trade in. Boom. Jake's like, yeah, duh. We'll move down the line and wrap up. We have the Stephen Carpenter 7-string baritone here in the black finish with the Fluence signature Stephen Carpenter pickups. White pearl pickguard, locking Godo tuners on the back. The KH2 neck through in the black finish with the EMG bone breaker pickups with the ever classic skull and crossbone inlays on the neck there. The Sunburst Tiger George Lynch guitar with the Seymour Duncan Hunter pickups with the Floyd Rose original. ESP Skulls and Snakes with the classic inlay work that I feel like everyone knows this guitar for having. The Kamikaze George Lynch guitar with the Hunter pickups. Fantastic guitar. Like I said, those colors just pop and stand right out at you. This one I still didn't look. Hold on. Where's the box for this one?
I had it up on my screen.
Yeah, the Horizon 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Horizon. The H1. Candy Apple Red. Or Car. Seymour Duncan pickups. I believe that one was also neck through. Locking nut. Floyd Rose original. Gorgeous guitar. I like the way the neck feels. It's a fun... Normally I don't like gloss necks, but I like the way this one... the way it was finished and this one adds up. And then... It's so funny to have, like... 6 $5,000 ESPs on the wall, right? And here I am with the $2,000 LTD 7-string baritone with the granite sparkle finish with the Fishman Fluence pickups and the Evertune bridge. I'm like, this is the one. I want this one.
Well, we also have baritones ending at each end.
That was intentional.
A 7-string, I believe, as well.
Yes. 7-string baritones. Woo. We got them here at Isle Music. Come on in, check us out. See us tomorrow at 5 p.m. here in store for the George Lynch Clinic, hosted by ESP and Isle Music Company.
Yep.
Free clinic, free meet and greet, 15% off anything ESP and LTD, 10% off the entire rest of the store. Sales cannot be combined,
Yep.
but can be included within the same purchase. If that makes, I'm hoping that made sense. I hope I clarified that well enough. The guitar, ESP guitars and LTD guitars, 15% off. Everything else, 10% off.
And the
So-
ESPs will still be 15.
Yeah, so in the same transaction, you can get an ESP at 15% off. You can buy your guitar strings, a new amp, some chords, whatever, at 10% off. All in the same ticket.
Yes.
All right. So we'll be here tomorrow. We'll be here before 5. We'll see you hopefully before 5 so you can get a good front row seat for George Lynch here at Isle Music Company. This was live at 5. I'm Jack.
I'm Jake.
See you next week.
See ya.